All right, I promise this last video is short. I just want to look at the impact of absolutism. So obviously, as a most immediate impact, we see the consolidation of power in Europe into the hands of a very small number of monarchs. Of course, they always had that power, but now it's even more so. Those nobles and clergy who often know kings were already taking power from will increasingly turn to absolute monarchs to try and keep their positions. They saw themselves as essentially, well, if you can't beat them, join them. For other people who weren't kings, which, as it turns out, is everybody else, they saw a lot of downsides of absolutism. Sure, with an increased nationalism, people loved their kings, but often they got resentful of having to pay taxes and fight all these expensive wars, essentially for the glory of somebody far away. Certainly, were exceptions. Louis would sometimes. Of France would sometimes allow people to come close to Versailles and see what was going on, see the splendor of the king. But at the same time, a lot of times people were kind of getting sick of the heavy burden of taxes and fighting all these wars. Increasingly, the middle class themselves also had sort of this consciousness. Feudalism and the idea of kingship really went back to, you've got kings, you've got and nobility, you've got clergy, and then you got everybody else. So the middle class, which increasingly became very powerful and wealthy, at least economically powerful, started to ask themselves, well, why don't we really have any real political power? And you'll see that desire continue to grow, and that's going to lead to some changes we'll see later on when we get to the Enlightenment and the Age of Revolutions that follows. But in the short time, we do see these kings become very powerful in Europe, but you see increased warfare and discontent as a result of that, and that's going to have some serious consequences down the line.